Bass junkie on the mic, worldwide flight. Builders in the base, making futures bright. Many have dreams, stacking beams, take the lead. Bass apps unite, planting every seed. From Tokyo towers to Parisian streets. Builders coding visions, no defeat. Many app magicians, pulling from the ether. Scripts tighter than a bank vault keeper. Silicon spark where the minds all merge. Fireside stories fuel truth in the search. Blueprints blazing, innovations choir. Ideas catching fire, lifting empires higher. Base builders around the world, hands raised. Every mini app's a candlelight in new ways. Code and create, let the passion unfurl. Fireside media shines on the builder world. Base the world. Fireside media shines on the builder world. Fingers on the keys, symphonies of syntax. Builders dropping beats, every line impacts. From the desert top Dubai to NYC, on base and beyond, boundless energy. Spotlights on the cruise, every block they tether. Fireside media tells how they build together. Baseline thumping, heart start jumping. Change in the air, you can feel it pumping.
Dream it, build it, watch it ignite. Bass apps blooming, stars in the night.
Base builders around the world, hands raised. Every mini app's a candlelight in new ways. Hold and create, let the passion unfurl. Fireside media lifts the builder world. Base world. Fireside media lifts the builder world. Base world. Fireside media lifts the builder world.
Yo, and welcome to today's edition of Fireside Media, the daily talk show where we connect with the builders who are building the red days, the green days. It doesn't matter, because some people see it's a bear market, but for many of us, this is a builder's market. Guys, I mean, it's build season, red days, green days, and that's what this show is all about highlighting the builders who come and are in it for more than a minute, and not just here to pop champagne bottles, but actually looking to build real tech, real infrastructure to support the ever-growing ecosystem. Today's guest is an OG on base. He's actually a streamer himself and really pushing into the Twitch market and identifying an issue where a monetization issue, because at the end of the day, people's time has value. And finding a way to monetize at all levels really is the goal, the dream, and the aspiration. And our speaker today has a solution for that. So without any further ado, guys, make sure you smash that retweet and support the builders who show up. And today we're going to feature Kieran on base. Yo. Bro, like you had me believing that I was having issues. I restarted my computer, and you were just sitting there chilling. You're like, nah, it's probably you. Like Control Alt Delete, restart, unplug, replug, and you got the site muted. Well, dude, on a positive note, it can only go upwards from here. It's archaic. Mm-hmm. And ooh, wait, so just if we can just, before we jump into the meat and potatoes, because I can tell the passion is emanating. Just before we jump right into it, let's have a little hors d'oeuvre and just introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and what it is that you're building in a nutshell. Well, I mean, we're not actually sharing screen just yet, but if I could just, because there's already a bunch of meat on that bone, before we like get deeper into the weeds. You mentioned something that was interesting. I mean, you mentioned a few things that were very interesting, but um, the identity across, I guess, what different platforms. So you have your Twitch account. What did you mean by that exactly? Like, is it like across Twitch, Discord, X? Like, is it a way to marry the identities across those different platforms, or what was your meaning there? So question then. M- like, because that sounds ideal. Like the idea of setting up multiple separate privy wallets where they're not connected is like, what's the benefit of having fractured funds? So why aren't they doing it? Like, why aren't more people building this solution? course. Yeah, yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. So wallets for streamers. There was a project that was doing this retake. In fact, I know you were streaming on retake. Um, what is like the? I mean, I feel like I know the answer, but like, what is like the big difference, or like how are you differentiating, or like what are you inspired by, and what are you doing that's different, that really is finding that you believe will find a stronger PMF? All right, let's have a look at the app itself. I mean, we've been talking about it. Let's jump right into it. So here we are. So hang on, but before we get into this stuff as well, okay, so that simple tipping function right there, on the Oda Blocks page, I noticed there was a dollar Oda, like he had a ticker there, and you sent him like $1.70 as well. Um, how? Okay, so two things. So is there an Oda block token? Does this automatically create markets for streamers, or do they need to create their own? their own markets, kind of Zora-esque, like their own creator coins. And then the second question would be, you sent him $1.70 to his wallet. How does he know that he's received that? Um, yeah, how will he know? I mean, to be honest, I think $1 is fine to launch a token. Otherwise, if it's free, everyone will do it. And that $1, if this starts to gain traction and thousands of launches, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of launches, that's runway for you and the business. Yeah, man. I think. I mean, so I guess just streamer to streamer, what's been your experience on Twitch in terms of like user base, and what's the draw? Okay, well, that's interesting. I mean, I'm not too big of a gamer myself. Like the only game I probably play maybe a bit too much is the Call of Duty Mobile. Yeah, that's my dirty little pastime. But yeah, that's cool, man. But like, tell me, how can streamers get involved? How can content creators use this app? And then, if I just wanted to support others who, like, in fact, I guess I have two different questions again. But from a user point of view, how can I support creators? And from a creator point of view, how can I get involved? When you say CDP, what's your meaning there? It, it, it's a proof of concept at this point. I mean, you're building something. You've diagnosed an issue that needs to be solved, and you're solving it. And you're, as you said, you're in the rudimentary stages. Now, in terms of timeline and your work output on this, what sort of timeline are you thinking that this can be at a stage where you want? I mean, it's already usable, but like to the level that you envision, what sort of timeline are you setting yourself? A week? Wow. Right on, right on, right on. I mean, at the end of the day, I think some of the things you've hit the nail on the head is meet the users where they are. I think it's been hard for brand new platforms to gain that adoption, even existing platforms. Changing behaviors it's no easy feat. I remember I did a few streams on Retake and maybe got a couple views over there, and even like hosting spaces on Farcaster, it's a bit of it's a little bit hard in the beginning it's a little bit hard to get people to say, hey, come over from X over to Farcaster. I think it's a better user experience over there. I mean, you have the tipping and other great features, and also there's a higher signal to noise ratio. So definitely there's plus points, but in terms of user habits, who's scrolling the Farcaster timeline on a Friday night versus scrolling X? These behavior things, it's hard to change behaviors. So the fact that you are meeting people where they're at on Twitch, that's where people want to spend their time to game with others, watch gaming content or whatever the content. I mean, Twitch and Kick, they're Goliaths. It's undeniable. I mean, I'm in my mid-30s, but I know who Speed is and Aiden Ross and these young guys who are like massive with a generation. And streaming is such a big thing. And I think right now we're in an attention economy, and it's never been more important to build a personal brand. And finding a way to monetize that, hey, that's the goal. So I think you're really bridging a gap there. Ooh, I just noticed a message saying only here Bass Junkie. If that's actually the case, and I've been listening to a fair part of this, RIP us. We'll have. I mean, if you're launching this in a week, then maybe that's when we're gonna do it. Oh, bro, dude, I wouldn't even. Oh, bro, I can hear you perfectly, but I'm listening through my laptop, through Discord. Maybe you're quiet. Oh, geez, Louise, that would be cap. That sounds good, brother. Well, listen, if this one didn't actually work, then we'll say, fourth time's the charm. Lucky number 4. We'll finally make it happen. But, bro, I want to say a big thank you to you for your time, and thank you to everybody who tuned in. We just passed 500 viewers, so, let's fucking go. And, guys, in fact, in about 10 minutes, I have a show with Crypto Noah. We're going to be talking about the B20 protocol and some DeFi yield earning, see what opportunities there are in a sideways market. Anyway, Kieran, I want to say a big thank you to you for your time. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. We'll see you on the next one. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, but most importantly, stay based. Peace out, everyone.
I'm a baseline junkie. I'm a baseline junkie. Tell him again. I'm a baseline junkie. Tell him again. And I like it funky.